Hello YouTube, this is a Lua tutorial in ComputerCraft where I'm using Tekit. You could just install the mod manually if you wish, but if you don't want to, just download Tekit and spawn yourself a computer, place it down, and let's begin our Lua coding. Alright, so let's just make a simple program and learn the simple things of Lua programming. So just type edit and we'll call our first program first. Just type edit, enter. Alright, now create a file name first. So let's just type some simple things. We'll start with a variable. A variable is like if you're storing information in a name. So let's just call our first variable, we'll call it hello, and inside of it we'll put text hello. Alright, so copy exactly how I did it, and I'll explain it in a second. Alright, basically local. I'm not going to get into detail on what it means. It's not too important. And hello is the name of the variable. You need to remember this for every time you want to use a variable. Equals is pretty self-explanatory. You're just saying make hello contain the string called what's called hello. And the quotes are needed because if, for example, you didn't have the quotes, it would think you want this variable to equal to a variable named hello with a cap, and since that variable doesn't exist, it would just give you an error. Right? So you have to do hello with quotes. You can store anything in a variable. You can store a number, you can store a boolean, which is true false. You can and a string is most commonly used, I'm guessing. But yeah, let's just make a number version as well, and we'll call this number 5. So we're gonna make it print out these two things. Print is how you print. It's pretty simple. Type print, and you open quotes if you want to. Parentheses if you want to use variables. If you just want to use some random text like hello, you just need the quotes. You don't need parentheses or anything else. But if you want to use it's called variables, you do it like so. Now if you're wondering what these two dots are, it just means end. Like in different languages, you would use plus, which is C#, one dot, which is PHP, and Lua used two dots. So basically, it's just saying print hello, and number. That's basically what it says. Because if you just said print hello number, it would look for a variable named hello number. And if you did it like this, it would just give you an error. So basically, the two dots are like a separation in a way. Just remember, it's not that complicated. So now if you ran our program, which is called first, just tap control, tap S, tap control, tap E, which likes it. Now just type first, press enter, and I'll say hello 5. It's no spacing because we didn't give it any spacing, and we'll do that now. So let's go back into our program. So let's just add some nice spacing. So right after two dots, open quotes, put a space, close the quotes, and do another two dots. So basically, what this is saying is print hello, and a space, and number. That's what it's gonna do. So let's run it and see. Control S, Control E. First. Alright. So now that we learned about now we know about variables and the print command, let's move on to if. Alright, if is exactly what the word says. If. So if something's true, do this. So let's do if hello is equal to hello, then do this. Alright, so let me explain this better. If the variable hello is equal to the string hello, by the way, casing matters, and so spelling, it has to be exactly the same. And if you're wondering why there's two equal signs, when you're doing comparison, you need two equal signs. If you were to do if hello equals hello, it wouldn't work because there's only one equal sign. And also the parentheses again are completely optional. It's just formatting. Yeah, it's called formatting. It just makes your code easier to read. So in the future that you come back and look at your code, like you won't understand it because it's so messy. So pretend your code was something like this, like all messy and Like, it would just look clean. You wouldn't understand it easy. So you just, add these nice little parentheses to tell it. Just make it easy to read. You'll understand this the farther you go in. When you get more complicated code, you get to long lists of code, etc. Anyways, let's continue. So in Lua, to do an if statement, it's quite easy. You just type if, open parentheses, which are optional, whatever you want the statement to be, and then you type then. It's simple, like what it means. Just like think, if something's true, then do whatever is in here. Whatever it will do this if hello is equal to hello. Basically simple, right? Alright, and if you're wondering, let's just end here. You have to tell it where to stop doing whatever it is you want to do. Because if this end didn't exist, this entire program would be not basically just be if hello equals hello, do forever. Like, and just it would be like an endless list of nothing. And it will give you an error because you didn't close your if. So let's just tell it until here. So pretend we had 2 lines of code, right? And we'll print 1 here and 2 here. It'll only print 1 if hello is equal to hello. But if hello is not equal to hello, it'll only print 2. So let's run it. I'll say 1, 2. So let's now change the variable hello to, let's lower it, just make it lowercase. See, only 2. Because this is what happened. It went if hello is equal to hello. It went is the variable hello equal to hello? No, it's not. If the casing is different, hence it's not equal. So false. Don't do this. Skip the end. And it only did this part. Alright, so simple. That's an if statement. Now, if statements are going to be very helpful and very useful. Don't ever forget them because they're like a core in your programming. So next, if you're wondering how to do this, is inputting from the user to get an input from the user and get information from the user. So it's something like enter your name. Okay, so now we're gonna have it take in information. Now it's simple how to do it. You store it in a variable again, so we'll call our variable name, and there's a command read. You just read, open, and close parentheses. If you're wondering why there's so many parentheses in programming, these are called parameters. Parameters are like extra information. So, for example, read, it takes in an extra parameter, like so. This would make it so everything you typed in, every character, would be replaced by the asterisk. So you're wondering why this is useful? It's so you want to make password protect program, people can't read the password you entered, that's when you would use it. And there's other methods that use parameters. You'll understand that more the further you get it. Alright, so right now we're just gonna have it take in name, and we're gonna get rid of our if statement because we no longer need it. Let's get rid of this all. So let's just delete it. Okay, so now we're gonna make it say hello and insert name here. Alright, so we're gonna do print again, open parentheses, hello dot dot name, close. Alright, but this, we need a space here. Alright, so basically this is going to do hello, whatever name you type in. So let's run it. Alright, so now I'm typing YouTube. And I'll say hello YouTube. Very simple, right? Yeah, it's your first program. Easy stuff. Let's try something harder. Let's go with a loop. A loop is a line, like a small amount of code, or a big amount of code anyways, just an amount of code that you want to endlessly or at a certain amount of times loop itself. So pretend we want to count to 10, right? We would use either a while loop or a for loop. If you're counting, a for loop is usually better, but a while loop is easier to understand. So let's do a while loop first. We're gonna have to create a variable called, we'll call it n, and we'll make it 1. Right, so now we're gonna do while n is not equal to, that's not how you do it. No, I shouldn't do it like that. I think that's a different language. I'm sorry, I mix my stuff up. Hopefully it will work. I'm just keep getting stuck with C#. Anyways, so while and do again. It's not then, it's do. If it's a while or for, you use do instead of then. So now we're just gonna make it print n. Alright, let's see. That's probably gonna give me an error. Alright, it didn't, but we forgot something. Okay. Ah, that's funny. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I forgot that we're just printing, we're not incrementing. Now, incrementing means adding to your number. In most languages, you could just do n++, but I don't think Lua can allow it. Yeah, it doesn't allow it. So, if you're using like C#, n++ would have worked. But since we're using Lua, we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. N equals n+1. Alright, this is pretty simple. So this time, when we run it, it's not gonna run endlessly. But if you notice, it only counts 9 because when it reached number 10, it didn't run this. Alright, so either you would have to make it 11, or I think if we add the n plus equals n+1 on the top, it would work. I count 2 to 10. I kind of saw that coming. And the reason for this is we started at 1. So if we made this 0, it would run exactly as we wanted. Alright, now you're wondering, wow, you could mess up your programming so easily. Well, it's called logic, basically. It's just, imagine you're talking to someone who can't understand you, and you only have a set amount of words to talk to them. That's basically how it is. Pretend if you want to tell them something, you have to use this, like, you have to use a special type of grammar, and that's called syntax in languages. So basically, it's not complicated. You get used to it as you go on. In different language, it wouldn't be while not, it would be while, like so. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't work in Lua. Yeah, that doesn't work because Lua does not use the nice little syntax as C# with the exclamation mark. Instead, it uses not. So while n is not equal to 10, do this, and the second n is equal to 10, don't run this anymore. That's how it works. So let's get to the for loop. Is these parentheses? Evil parentheses? Yeah, those are evil parentheses. I'm sorry. Anyways, so that's simple stuff. Sorry for the bunch of errors, but yeah, it's nice that I got to show you how it shows you where your error is. See, it says line number 1, you have an error, and you go, what's wrong with my 1? And you see, oh, I'm missing my L. Type it in, you would run it, it would do nothing because I got rid of all the code, but you understand. So basically, we learned while loop, for loop, if statement, and a read command, a read method, which basically takes the input. That was epic. We'll continue later. Thanks.